Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the latest edition of the Mia Connect on Air, the social media power chat. I'm your host, Mia Voss, and I have four fabulous guests today. So I'm going to go in order. Let's start with Robert Caruso. Introduce yourself and give me your elevator pitch or your showcase your shiny. Tell us about you.
Robert Caruso. I'm what I like to call a social media nutcase.
Here, here.
I'm the founder and CEO of BundlePost.com.
And may I just say that I am now officially a hooker for Bundle Post, so I just outed myself. All right, Diana, right here in Colorado with me, darling. Get started.
Right.
Tell us about you. Yes.
Hi, I'm Diana. I am the founder and owner of a company called Elevationist. We help small business owners leverage their intuitive know-how in their business. So I like to say that I help business owners boost their business moxie.
Oh, hold on. Hold on, I gotta mute my show. Hold on, guys. We're having a little technical difficulty because when I'm trying to watch a show to make sure it's going well, we always get in. So, Diana, it's back on you, darling.
All right.
See, I told you there was going to be something fun that always happens.
Oh, it's Friday. It's Friday the 13th. Let it begin, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes. All right. So, what am I saying? Am I doing my intro?
Yeah, actually, I think we got most of it. I do want to point out that Diana and I are buds here in Colorado. We're in mastermind group together. We're taking over the world, so watch out for her. Her company is called
Elevationist.
Holla.
Excuse me.
Sorry. I'll turn that off. See? My video goes, Samantha's got something going on. I knew it was going to be fun, and I just want to encourage everyone out there, you all who've watched the show before, it can be a total shit show, and you're going to like it. All right?
It's going to be fun.
Yes. All right, next up, I have Lorian Green. Girlfriend, let's talk about you.
Okay, well, my name is Lorian Green. I am currently the inbound marketing manager at Transparent Language, also a Bundle Post hooker, hardcore. Yes. And in the past, I was a forum manager for a video game company, and I make indie documentaries on the side.
Awesome. I really wish you would do something with your life.
You know, I've been trying to think about what. I'm trying to find myself. I don't know.
I like Gamer Mom. That one's fun.
Yes.
Oh, perfect. All right, and last but certainly not least, my little hottie out of Texas, Samantha Gluck.
Hello, everybody. I'm owner and founder of All Media Freelance LLC. I'm trained as a healthcare journalist, and then I just kind of segued into content marketing, and I also help my clients with their social media. I'm a mother of 4 beautiful children and 3 incredible stepchildren. I just started homeschooling my competitive athlete daughter this year because she works out 15 hours a week, and there's really no time for her. So I've been homeschooling her, and that's at first an adjustment challenge, but I'm back on it, and I'm lifting my skirt for Bundle Post too.
Oh my God, there's going to be so many good hashtags with this show. I cannot even take it. We've already said we're high class hookers, call girls, whatever we got going on. So, all right, Robert, let's talk about your little drama. You want to tell us what's going on with Bundle Post today?
Well, yeah, I woke up, I got out of bed this morning about 4:45, made it downstairs, turned on my phone, and Friday the 13th is hitting us hard. Our servers are down, so
Lordy,
gotta love it. So our CTO's all over it, and we hope to be back up soon.
You're like that, and that's all I got.
That's all I got.
That's enough.
So because you're one of the first ones that I had on the invite list for the show this week, I do want to go back to talking about Bundle Posts. I did do some training with the fabulous Julia this week. So give us a nutshell of why everybody that's watching the show should be hookers for Bundle Posts.
Well, I don't know if they should be hookers, but they should certainly be users. I mean, it's real simple. If you're
they're synonymous.
Yeah, exactly. If you're using social media for marketing, Bundle Posts makes managing content and doing content creation, scheduling, hashtagging, all of that, as well as the marketing element of your social media, about 80% more effective, efficient, and profitable. And I would certainly default to. I mean, I could talk about what we do with it and how it was successful for us, but you know, we have a couple hookers on here that use it for hooking. So,
and certainly I did. Although I showed you this picture last week, and I showed it to Julia. I'll try and find it while we got it. But I did the eyeball. Squeezy Martian eyeball thing when I first got into it, because there's so much to it. It's so rich and so well put together. But who else on the panel is using it? Let's talk about you guys. Let's hear your experience.
I love Bundle Post. I've been using it, Robert, about a year and a half. I've been in business 3 years, full on, business for myself. And finally, got around to starting Bundle Post, and I was kicking myself why I didn't use it earlier. I would put a correction for Robert. It makes it about 100% more effective instead of 80% more effective. And
wow.
I have never once, you can look back through all my history and everything, ever stumped for myself out there. I've never tried to sell myself, sell my services, never. I don't even have a services page on my website. Now that is going to change because I'm having a new website developed for our new company. It's kind of like a baby of all media freelance called Rebel Spark. It will have a page like that, but I don't even have that. People just come to me through Twitter. Every single client, and I've gotten some huge. I have Lee Goldberg, who is the New York Times #1 bestseller of the book called The Heist. He wrote The Heist with Janet Ivanovich. You may know her from the Stephanie Plum series. All of these people that have become my clients, and I know a wide variety of industries and niches, have been because of Bundle Post. It's because of that.
And I got to pop this in.
Yeah.
For sure. That is some, and it just sounds like it's just truly like just rich engagement is what's working. A lot less work.
It frees you up to engage. I don't have to go out and curate content. It does all that for me. So then that's happening. I can just get on whenever I want and talk to people and flirt and do anything. I don't flirt very much. Robert can tell you.
Wrong. That's not true.
I was about to say, this program sounds like it's for me. I love this. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, good for you. You know what? We're going to just cut and paste this this little thing that you just said, and we're going to make it that's going to be a perfect. That'll be perfect.
Okay.
I love it. I love it. All right. How about you, Lorian? Are you using it as well?
Oh yeah, we are using it extensively actually. And when I first saw what it could do, I was just like, oh, we have to get on this because I know Robert mentioned a little bit before, but we have a really complex social media setup. We've got over 30 pages because we do different segments by language. So, and it's also really important with language learning to give people that extra content about things that are going on, in the different countries and stuff, because that gives them sort of cultural context. So, it's value added big time, but it was impossible for me to manage that myself. I would, on a Friday afternoon, just be going through Google Alerts and looking for interesting stuff to throw on like our Facebook page, and I'd get through like 4 of them. So it's a complete game changer because now I can get to all 30 of them like in one morning and have like a week's worth of good content scheduled out. And like Samantha was saying, that frees you up to then do the actual interacting with through Twitter and Facebook that you can't do when you're searching for useful content.
And I've been watching it all week, just what Robert puts out, and it really, I can see how it does free him up because he's got great authentic content that's coming out there, and then he gets to pop in with his little spicy personality.
Yeah.
Right?
Spicy.
A little Italian spice.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And now, Diana, I know you're also a social media guru, and you're definitely an enthusiast like I am. You got to try this out.
Yeah, well, I was hoping to get on the call actually with Mia and Julia this week so I could give it a test run, but we couldn't get our schedules to match. So I am a Bundle Post wannabe. So
a hooker in training, right?
in waiting.
Coffee mugs, Bundle Post hookers.
Oh God.
Exactly.
No.
And
no.
I love it, and not to be too much of an infomercial, but I'm gonna do it because we are gonna pimp you out so hardcore. 30-day trial. That's what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I gotta say that I think it's important. Most of what we hear from our clients, those that sign up for Bundle Post, if they request support, set up training with our customer support team, and they get executing and using bundle posts, most of our users see ROI just on the time savings and efficiency factor in about a week and a half. It's really a no-brainer. And then what happens is, as you continue to execute with bundle post, then you start seeing the results. And Lorian, I mean, you can certainly speak to some of the result elements of what you guys have seen. But you know, the whole idea here is that, you know, you can use, you know, all the dashboards you want, all the plugins you want, and scheduling tools you want, and so on. But the fact is, there was nothing out there that made it efficient, that put all your marketing, your hashtagging, your curation, and everything all in one place where you could easily manage it. And the whole point that is important for most people, especially those first being exposed to bundle post, is there is nothing in bundle post that automates your news feed. What it does is it automates and makes efficient your back office, the searching, the finding, editing, scheduling, hashtagging of content, so that you have the time. Your time is freed up to, instead of manage content, you can focus on engaging, building relationships, having conversations, and driving ROI from your social media efforts. And it's all based on a formula that we came up with when we were a social media agency. This is my kind of last point, and I'll shut up. But I think it's important for people to hear.
Brother.
The formula, when we were a social media agency, by the way, that's how bundle post came into being. We developed a formula for everything that we did, and that formula, if you're going to be effective in social media, the formula is this: everything in social media starts at content, and selfless, relevant content. So the formula is: content leads to conversations, conversations build relationships, and relationships result in ROI. That's how you get results in your social media, is through relationships. So in order to get those, you've got to have consistent, relevant, valuable content in your stream that's interesting to your audience, not you. And it's got to be the content that sparks conversations. And from there, it just becomes normal human behavior that you do offline. And that's it.
Now that's some serious quotable bon mots right there.
I just quoted
that
one.
stuff that you had, that's some quotable Caruso, right?
Yeah. No, that's totally true, though. And one of the things about it, you know, he's saying, you know, valuable content. The stuff that you create on your own website, you know, is also the valuable content. So it's not just that you're pulling in, you know, RSS feeds from Google and so forth, but it allowed us to recycle our own evergreen content, and that was huge for us. I don't know if you saw the case study I did. Yeah, just the percentage of the boost in traffic coming to our website just from doing that. And that wasn't the primary thing we're putting out there on bundle posts. We're mostly putting out the value-added, you know, Google stuff from other sites. But just being able to repurpose our own content, that little extra bit, just had amazing results.
And I think with a lot of us too, we get so caught up in looking at the content or finding it, we do forget that little 20%. And so to have that out there, then you don't feel kind of icky. It's already scheduled.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So let me do a screen share real quick. For those of you, when you try out bundle post, this is what you're going to feel like. Hold on one second. This is how I felt with the squeezy head, the eyeballs bulging out. I was like, oh my God, too much info for me. But I will say I've gotten past that. And again, it just, you know, going through it, it just is so valuable. So real quick, I'm going to start getting into all our little peeps who have piped in, which is really good. So we've got, hold on, this is my favorite part that I love, Michael Tallier. Woo! Like how the little crown stays on there.
Hey, brother.
Yes. Lynn, who was on the call yesterday, loved this fun panel today and happy to be a newish fan of bundle post, and of course the amazing Robert Caruso and Julia Hall. So holla on that one too. We also have Alyssa. This is pretty funny. Get ready for this one. I love how the only one who seems uncomfortable with the hooker talk is Robert. Yes. Good guy. It's all an act, trust me. And then I'm going to go
Oh, yeah.
I was like, Come on. And then Regina, of course, has already hashtagged our lifting my skirt bundle hooker hot mess. There's your call signs for today. Oh, hooking for bundle post, absolutely. And then we are going to go with, and hopefully you guys can see this. Robert, let's clink our Tripod Bob mugs. Ready? Pouring one out for Tripod Bob, my three-legged cat who has a store on my website. Go to the Mia Connect and check it out. He's missing his front leg. He is going to jump up in here in a second. So all proceeds for any of the swag you buy with Tripod Bob go to shelters. So holla on that one. All right, let's get into some dish of what happened this week. Who's got some dirt or any stories they want to talk about? You know, we talked about the Twitter IPO. Who wants to talk about some fun stuff? Let's go.
I found something quite interesting.
Ooh, do tell.
So, a couple of months back, we might all recall when Google shut off the Google Reader. And unbeknownst to everybody that used the Google Reader and Google Alerts, they never commented or insinuated even that at the time they shut off Google Reader, they were going to kill Google Alert RSS feeds, and they did. Unannounced, bye-bye. And
quiet little sneakiness.
Wow. And you just got to love it. You know, everyone likes to, you know, make fun and complain about how, you know, Facebook always makes changes and whatever. It's hilarious how everyone just ignores, you know, Google doing said in dramatic ways with products and stuff people rely on. But the point is that this week, out of the blue, again, they've said nothing about it. They turned RSS support back on, and we've already tested. They work great and perfect back inside of Bundle Post and so on. So yeah. So if you were using Google Alerts before and you were using RSS instead of the emails, just know that it's turned back on.
And you know, guess how I found out about it was following.
Hello.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I saw it on your blog. I didn't actually see it anywhere else.
I'll be right back, guys.
Oh, see, now this is Robert. It's going to go take care of business because this is what we do on the show. Then too, Samantha, what did you see this week? Anything you want to dish on?
No, I was going to talk about the RSS being turned back on because I used in Bundle Post. I had so many Google Alerts set up and feeds that way for my clients. I have multiple clients in my Bundle Post, and one of them is a fairly well-known someone in the financial sector, a company that's out of Naples, Florida, and in Chicago, Wheaton Wealth. And I'm training the little girl there on how to use all of this so that I can finally let her fly. And all of a sudden, it went thwack, was gone.
Wow.
So, you know, we had to go back in and do the Bing alerts, and Robert had a nice little tutorial up there on how to do the Bing alerts, and I set it all up, but it just hasn't seemed to be as cohesive as the Google. So I'm glad that the Google's back, and I was going to talk about that. I saw it also by following Robert. I saw it on his blog, and that's one of the great things. You know, when we become engaged with each other, we see these things and we get this news that can help us in all sorts of ways that, you know, we never would have had that before.
I like it. I like it, absolutely. Yeah, it's to really open things up for sure on that, and I love it. I do have to quote, it's a little bit out of context, but Robert had a call with us yesterday. For all of us who are in the little Bundle Post group, we kind of get on a call together, and it is one thing I'm loving with the engagement and kind of getting connected to people. Is it just I love it. For me personally, I really try and get people to just be nice to one another when they're engaging. And I know Robert, can you talk about that real quick? Because we talked about this. A lot of people, my phrase that I use is they're a little ungracious with their knowledge. And I feel like there just seems to be a lot more, the way I've been following a lot, just people are a lot more kinder and gentler about their info and just wanting to engage with one another and shout each other out.
Yeah, so I think this is where we sing Kumbaya.
It is. But don't forget, I love my snark too. But
yeah,
I really,
absolutely.
that's what I try to do with my show is get people like Samantha and all of you guys on here and just like talk about, you know, what's going on. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Let's do Lynn. Hey, I camp with a guy named Tripod at Burning Man. Thank you, Lynn. I think he's probably named Tripod for a different reason though. I'm just saying on that one. All right, let's see, Lorian, what do you got for dishing on for us today?
Well, I've been pretty heads down because we've got some very big projects going at work. But basically, that Twitter IPO was the big thing that caught my eye, and I thought it was pretty funny. I read a remark by Zuckerberg basically saying, like, I'm the last person that should be giving you any advice about, like, doing an IPO. So that was kind of amusing.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well,
he knows his limitations.
Yep.
Yes. Exactly.
Well, I think,
what were you going to say, Robert?
well, yeah. I mean, I think this is a very significant event, in my opinion. I think number one, Mark's comment about the Twitter IPO is probably really appropriate because it's not that. I mean, let's face it, the guy's not an idiot. But when you enter the casino, which is the IPO, the fact is you're going to win, you're going to lose, and there's a ton of unexpected stuff that goes on. So I think that's an appropriate answer, and I'm no big huge fan of Mark Zuckerberg, but I think that was appropriate comment. But what we all should be watching for, just as it changed Twitter or Facebook's focus, and it changes any company's focus that does an IPO, I can assure you there are going to be some changes on Twitter that we are not going to like. And
no doubt.
It frankly, it has to happen. So what I would say is, and I wish I would have queued up my little boy's video this week where he was saying, calm down, people, everything's going to be okay. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it was hilarious.
No, I need to see that, though.
My 4-year-old. But, I mean, guys, it's coming, okay? You cannot have a business that has no path to revenue or profitability and continue. Okay, even on the internet, there has to be a path. And
well, especially when it goes public, like Twitter's doing, because then stockholders, they're really the ones in charge, and they want money for their investment. I would.
Yep. And so I think there's some good stuff, though. Okay, so once you become a public company, you have full disclosure requirements. Private company can work on new markets and partnerships and all kinds of stuff, and you don't have to tell anybody. But when you do an IPO and you're a public company, the responsibility and requirements on you go way, way up. So it'll kind of let us peek under the veil, or under the skirt, as you guys would say, a little bit more with Twitter as this moves ahead, because they'll have to start disclosing some of that stuff that we've always wondered. Where are they going? What's happening with user base, or just some of that stuff that I think will be really helpful for us as software companies like us, as well as users, to know where are they going or what's happening really behind the scenes.
So can I jump in with a question? Because so I'm the one here that is not the social media expert. I'm the social media user here. So,
you're my social media everyman, darling, and I am too. So no worries. That's why I wanted to be on here.
So what do you think is going to be the biggest impact that just plain old Twitter users are going to see as a result of this?
I think you're going to see a continued. Well, we've already seen a lot of that, but we're going to see a continued massive impact on Twitter-based applications, and the control of functionality and additional capabilities being continually pulled back and back and back and back. So I would say, if your business is built off of the Twitter API and some cool function, you're not a product, you're a feature, and you probably will go away over the next few years. They're going to bring it all in-house. I'm just telling you, they are going to, and you're going to start seeing paid marketing products coming from Twitter directly, where they're using their own data, their own abilities, and they can control it. Right now, trying to control, a million different apps out there and capabilities, and I mean, that's going to be the biggest impact. And frankly, so that my concern about that is that, I liken Twitter and Facebook to the old AT&T days. AT&T during the, remember long distance and all that stuff, that was their business, right?
Right.
They were incredible marketers. They were horrible executing.
Mhm.
And I see Facebook and Twitter that way, right? They're great at, the big, standing at the pulpit and preaching, but when it comes down to living it, they just suck. I mean,
Ooh, dish on it, brother. Dish it.
So I think that's the big concern is, look, you got the most simple social network out there, Twitter, right? You can tweet, you can retweet, you can instant message and, reply and whatever. That's about it. But yet, right, they're the most unstable social network there is. They're down all the time. They got bugs. They got this, that, and the other. And, they've
Everybody
received...
puts up with it.
How many hundreds of millions of dollars in investment have they already taken on, and you can't get that resolved? Come on.
Here's a comment real quick. Maybe they'll start charging us to access the APIs from Jim Harrison.
Oh, that's already starting, right? I mean, if you want access to the pipe, yeah, you're paying quite a bit. So yeah, if you're an application now, yeah, you're gonna pay to get to the API. They're gonna start shutting down tons of third-party applications using the API appropriately and under the terms now, and they're gonna start bringing those functions, especially the marketing-based functions, right? In-house, and this is all my speculation, but I see that's what's coming because you can only do so much with advertising as far as revenue goes. So you need that recurring, repeatable revenue source, and you're going to get that by charging from your API and charging for additional marketing functionality to the brands and marketers on Twitter. And I think, in some respects, it's going to be a really good thing. In some respects, it's going to hurt some of, or make it a little more difficult for some of the smaller individual marketers.
Right.
But it's really going to, I think, be a boon for the social media agency. And my hope is it really hurts the social media strategist. Okay, I am really against the social media strategist because in this business they often have very little experience doing it for real. They just know how to teach, and that's great that you know how to teach, but the problem is that the people you teach can't execute what you teach them, so you're stealing from people, and I have a big problem with that.
Teaching isn't strategy.
That's not,
right.
That's the thing.
Here's Lynn just commented, just like what happened to my beloved tweet grid. Hated losing that one. It was amazing for chat. So yeah, change is going to be painful.
Yep.
Always.
And everyone just has to prepare for it. It's going to happen. We know it's going to happen. Let's not bitch. Let's be prepared. And let's go eyes wide open, right? Who is that band? Eyes Wide Open.
I got nothing. Let's see if somebody's going to pop in on that. And I like this one from Joe. Maybe that will force developers to produce quality apps.
Yeah.
This is a good rant on today too. Lorian, pipe in on any of that.
Well, like Robert said, nothing's free, and so there has to be a cost to everything. And I think it was Hank Green, one of the SciShow guys that I follow, that had said basically if it's free on the internet, then you are the product. That's been bounced around, and so that's basically what's happening with Twitter. And one of the cool things, for example, that we do with Twitter is on our Word of the Day apps, there's a little Twitter tab, so you search for the word on Twitter, and it does use the API. It pulls in examples of every live action real-time usage of that word, so it's really useful to us, and I'm wondering how that's going to be impacted, if at all. I don't know.
Well, I have just a little speculation to propose here. What do you think, Robert? Back in the day, a long time ago, before I ever really got involved on Twitter, when I was just fooling around, there were a couple, and before Twitter became famous, and then I was like, this is stupid, and I, deleted my account. There were other little microblogging platforms they looked just like Twitter. You could change the background, and they had these little rolling, stream, and they didn't call it obviously tweeting. I can't remember what they called it, but when you retweeted something, it was called something else, not reblogging, but it was anyway. Do you think that in the midst of all of this, there's going to be something else emerge that is like something just like Twitter, in a sense, that people might turn to, the little guys might turn to?
I think this, unfortunately, the industry is going to constantly have Me Too's that are come out. I mean, I probably hear 1 or 2 a week, frankly.
Yeah, if not every day, I feel like some new fun thing.
Yeah, I don't think anything that is a Twitter-like thing is going to get enough traction, and I liken it, to Google Plus. I mean, everyone talks about how I love Google Plus. Well, great, you can love a new, Me Too kind of service all you want. Better, great, cool doesn't win. Market share wins all the time, every time. Ask Apple right now, okay? So, I don't see anything taking over what Twitter does in their unique space in social social networking, but I think you will continue to see new innovations in whole new networks like Pinterest or Pinterest or Instagram have done for images. You're going to continue to see some of those niche, unique things that come out. And just I would just say
everyone, but
it's not for everyone, or it's not for everyone for the first 2-3 years. Instagram's a great example of that, right? It wasn't for everyone. It's now for everyone.
Right.
And Pinterest, the same thing. It was very and continues to be pretty niche for the visual marketer and predominantly female. I'll say, rather than only female. But
the sewing circle, as I like to call it, or I used to call it.
Yeah. So you're going to continue to see, I think, innovations in new networks, but not something that directly competes with Twitter.
Okay. I was just wondering about that because I think it would just really fracture our businesses, and if a lot of little things popped up and tried to take attention, away from what we were doing.
Yeah, I agree. Well, it's already hard to manage all the big ones that are out there.
Yeah,
it is. I know. I even say that because you know what a Google Plus hooker I am. So I'll
too.
Yeah, girl. I do. It's my new Kool-Aid. I've said it before. I've had people that are like, "How do I get people from Facebook over to Google Plus?" I'm like, just keep going forward. Yeah, you can do both, and then once they I don't worry about the meshing. But yeah, I definitely feel I feel like you can fall down the rabbit hole every day of new shit. So just focus on what your current shiny is, or what you find your little shiny object, and go with that.
The simple advice I give marketers when they ask me those kinds of questions of where should I go, what do you think of Google Plus? It doesn't matter what I think about Google Plus. The answer is this: go and spend time where your target audience is.
That's
simple,
right.
Done. Right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a B2B company. We sell social media marketing technology. Right? My target audience are only in the highest concentration at the largest amount of time are really 2 places. They're Twitter and they're on Facebook. Are they on Google Plus too? Yes, but it's way more difficult on Google Plus to reach them and get results. So we stay primarily where they spend the majority of their time. So it's simple.
And that's where you spend your time figuring out where that is. And I know for myself, when I talk with people, they feel like they're supposed to have, and this is where strategies definitely fail, they're supposed to have this one-size-fits-all, just plug this in, and it's supposed to work and come across. You really do have to figure out what your platform is going to be and where your little bullhorn sounds the best.
Well, and if you're a social media agency, I'm not really a social media agency. I'm a full-on comprehensive, marketing agency. When you do social media, robust. No pun intended. Anyway, I have like I said, clients from a broad, samples of the industries out there, and different platforms are good for them, and that's what drives me crazy is having to remember, well, Wheaton Wealth, their financial sector, they're best here and here, and then the authors have to have a platform here and here. I mean, they need everything a little bit, dabbling in of the big 4, I call them, big 4, big 5, depending.
Right.
But they concentrate, like Wheaton, for business talk and chat like that, G Plus is better, and Twitter. And for my authors, I think they have a lot of engagement on Facebook and Twitter.
Robert, you need a cough button, by the way. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Where's that big flap?
I agree with Samantha, I do.
Where's that bitch slap audio thing you said?
I know, I'm looking for it too. I was over here cooking, but you'd be able to hear me. But yeah, Samantha, I'm with you on that. Hey, Diana, since you're our every man on the street too, what are your favorite platforms to use? Tell us for your business, what's working for you, pimping out your ride.
Well, I was thanks, because I was about to jump in and say that even though I am not a social media expert at all, I would say my advice, and I'm always looking at everything from the perspective of a business owner. That's my target client. That's who I work with. So I'm working with small business owners who are actually using these mediums. They are not the strategists. They are not the experts behind the scenes of social media. They're the ones that are actually on it, learning how to use it. And my advice to them is play. Find the platform where you enjoy being there, you love to play, you can't help yourself but go there. I am such a fan of Instagram. As Robert knows, I'm always plussing his photos on there. I love it.
So is he, though. He has good stuff.
He has great stuff, and the reason that I love Instagram personally is because it really shows another facet of someone's personal character. So you're seeing all of this great content going out there on Twitter and all of these other platforms, but on Instagram you're getting kind of this behind the scenes look, and I'm a big fan of everything behind the scenes. So speaking from someone whose specialty is behind the scenes, I'm always encouraging myself and encouraging other people, just go where you're going to play and go where you're going to have fun, because if you've got energy for that platform, I think that's going to come out in everything that you do on it. And yes, there is that all-important note to say, well, make sure your clientele is there too.
Yes.
And that they're having fun there too. So not to disregard that comment, but speaking from a business owner perspective and someone who's got to keep up the energy to stay up with social media, I think it's really important that you go where your energy already is. So for me, I've actually gone through a tumultuous social media journey this year of finding out where is it that I really want to be and where do I really like to play. Everybody told me go on Facebook and start a Facebook page for your business, which I did, and I was all excited about it for about 5 minutes.
Till the cricket started chirping, you're like, ah.
Yeah, and then from there I just thought, because I don't really like Facebook. I like it for connecting with friends in other countries, and that's really about it. So I probably 2 weeks after I launched my Facebook page, and it was great, and I have to give a shout out to all my friends who liked it, I actually took it down because I realized I'm the one who's running this right now, and I'm not going to be on there. So I would much rather not have something there than have something weak and silly up there that I'm not touching that has no activity.
Here's the sound effect.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like you have to experiment because all these new networks are coming along, but you can't be afraid to cut and run. You know, and that's hard to do sometimes because if you have, like a couple hundred people, you feel like, oh my God, I'm stuck with this now, and you got to cut and run.
Robert, I think you talked about that. Oh, go ahead, honey.
Sorry, I was going to say it feels a lot like we're breaking the rules because I know a lot of social media people. I'm like this quiet stalker of social media experts online too. And
I love it.
We got stalkers and hookers today. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Robert, you said before you were looking for a stalker.
Yeah, I always wanted my very own stalker.
Here I am.
Here it is.
Here I am.
You know I'm your stalker.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think you've got four right here built in. I love it. All right, so I'm going to pop in with a couple of comments. And I was going to say, Robert, you talked about that yesterday on our call, too, of like a lot of times when people start their Facebook pages, they're just, just hitting their friends up. It's almost like a direct marketing, like, buy this kind of thing. And I know you talked about that yesterday. So, Diana, kudos for you. And it really is about the authenticity, to get back on my kumbaya rant of, authenticity is going to shine through the best. I know when I started doing the show, I had a couple people that were probably not watching the show anymore that I know are religious, and I was like, look it, I'm spiritual, but I swear like a truck driver, so you could not want to watch my show. Right? And that's my authenticity of, getting the information out there, and so good for you, honey. All right, let's do a couple of comments. We had, let's go, because we have to shout you out again. This one's good. So true, and that's why bundle post is so valuable. So, Another
By the way, I heard about 20 minutes ago that we are back up. So
yes, I just saw the chat, darling. Thank you for that. So I gotta pull that up. You guys keep chatting. I'm looking for this bitch slap sound. So keep on going over there.
I love it.
I love this too. Lynn, we just love her. Go where the audience spends the majority of their time. Go where your bullhorn sounds the best. So yeah, yay for Lucky Friday, by the way. And in case you guys didn't see from my Facebook post, Robert, this is perfect for you. Today is Blame It on Someone Else Day.
Nice.
All right.
Yes, I saw that.
It's a
I gotta
national,
get right on that.
Yeah, thank you, Diana. It's a national holiday that occurs on the first Friday, the 13th of every year, which is today. And I definitely am celebrating. Something might crash in the background. Let's celebrate it anyway. And yay for Bundle Post being back up.
Yep.
Woohoo! Get it. All right, let's see what else you guys keep ranting. I'm looking for my sound over here.
Lorian, tell us, Lorian, specifically what your company is that you work for.
Oh, well, you know, basically we are like the Rosetta Stone that doesn't spend $1 million on advertising, you know, every week.
You got that down. Now that got me. Just saying that. That's perfect.
I don't know if you're familiar with what they've been doing this week, but they acquired Live Mocha fairly recently, and they've been like blitzing out promotions this week. But what they don't seem to be understanding is that if you were a Live Mocha person and a Rosetta Stone person, you were getting double blitzed, and it's like spam beyond belief. Like, I can't believe what's going on. So, but yeah, Transparent Language does like language learning software, you know, for government, all that stuff, you know, basically same type of thing. But instead of doing the dollars on paid advertising, we went with the social media strategy from the beginning, like from years ago. So,
yeah.
You know, the inbound marketing thing works really well for us because that's where we were at anyway. But yeah, and so, you know, we have all these separate communities on Facebook, for language learners, and we actually integrate we have like 40 freelance bloggers writing content and stuff. So it's a big program to manage, you know, for social media. So it's tough, and it was just me for most of the time, but now there's two of us, so we double.
All right.
Yeah. Nice. Now, real quick, since we're on the show together, you guys, out of the blue, for those that are watching that didn't see this, without me asking you, you approached us and sent us, 2.5 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, a case study you guys did without us even knowing you were doing. Will you touch on that real quick?
Sure. I would love to. Well,
that's so great.
Yeah, well, the reason that we did that was because, you know, I saw like dramatic, and first of all, like Bundle Post is like ridiculously value for the money. Like it's a no-brainer. But yeah, when we first like added it to Facebook and started using it there, and you just saw this ridiculous spike up of reach. At that point, I was like, I would like to do a case study for this because, you know, it's working really well for us. And we do a lot of case studies of our own, so, you know, I'm familiar with, you know, how that works. So so we did that, and during the time I was writing the case study, I'm like, oh, you know, I'll just go check and see if it's also driving a lot of traffic to our website. And then, like, the percentage increases there were just so ridiculous that, you know, I had to do it. So it was my pleasure to bring some light to that because I think it's, like, such a valuable tool. So I can't say enough about it.
You might have just said it, but how did you find out about Bundle Post?
I think I just knew Robert on social channels. I don't even remember how we started following each other.
It works.
Yeah, it absolutely works. That's how I found out about it. It was stuff that he was doing, just being out there.
Okay, I don't know if this is going to work, but let's see. Did you hear that?
Nope.
It might not have, there's your bitch slap. That's going to go right here on the right-hand side for anything. And, you know, bitch slaps can be a good thing. We are all getting the Bundle Post bitch slap or spirit slap in a good way.
Yes.
Now that's some stop, drop, and collaborate right there, you guys.
Yeah, well, and it worked out. We're grateful for it. So,
especially with what you have going on. Hey guys, everybody make sure, because I love call to action, please, all my guests, make sure we're going to post all of our links of all of our shiny right here in the events, and then of course I'm going to have a blog post on it as well after the fact. So let's go back to Joe Sheree. Still think it's important to have a working knowledge of the major platforms out there, especially if you are a multi-marketing consultant. Yep, right? In a big old way. Here's another one. I think we kind of answered this, but how many social media platforms is too much? I have a hard time keeping up with 3 or 4 at a time. I start with people, gosh, I even say start with 2. I mean, you're gonna get too cray-cray out there.
Yep.
What do you guys think?
Not every platform requires intense engagement like Twitter does, day to day.
That's right.
You know, you can put things on Pinterest and you can say, like, there's one day a week, usually on Thursdays, I will go fool around on Pinterest and I set my timer so I don't fall down that time hole. And, you know, I spend 30 minutes or 45 minutes and I set my little timer and I go and I play and I just have a Pinterest orgy. And that's
get it, girl.
Yeah, that's the only time of the week I do it. And
that's a great strategy, like scheduling regular time.
Every single day I get on and I engage either for a client or for myself. And at night when I'm at the supermarket in the line, I play with it on my phone. I do Twitter on my phone.
Yes.
I stalk famous people and I get them to follow me back. It's crazy. So
don't you get all excited? I need to put my little adult diaper on.
I never follow them first. I make them follow me first. I do the stalking operation that I do, and I finally get them to follow me. And then sometimes I'm done with them and I'm like, meh. Or sometimes I follow them back.
Do you know who I'm loving on Instagram is Daryl Reedus, the guy that plays Norm on The Walking Dead. He posts the funniest stuff, I swear to God. I stalk him a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I like the idea of the timer because I have to say with Pinterest, the visual I always get for myself when I'm on Pinterest, you know how little kids are like sucking their thumb like, that's how I feel when I'm on Pinterest, just like, clickety, click. You like that? I do. I just get all like soothed and pretty shiny pictures.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of a timer. Robert's still stuck on my visual. Thank you.
Wow, that was hot, actually. So, anyways.
Let's fan Robert. Everybody fan Robert. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, between that and between all these hot ladies, it's too much for us. Anywho, that's my little thing on that. But I agree. I think I don't think everything's for everybody. So just choose the ones I think is a running theme we got going on here.
My recommendation to everybody, and I truly believe this with all my heart, is Twitter is the hub. It starts there. It's the most unique platform out there that you can really utilize to centralize and push to your other platforms. So if you're going to become effective anywhere, make sure it's Twitter, and Twitter will leverage all of the rest of your profiles. So there you go. Sorry to interrupt, Diana. Go.
No, that was a perfect setup, because I was going to say that from my perspective, I would say that social media is like learning a language, and it's really difficult to learn 2 languages at once. And so it's always better, and I don't know, Lori, and you can pipe in here and tell me if I'm wrong.
That's good.
I loved it. I'm like, good, bring on that analogy.
Yeah, because
that's great.
It's really hard to learn Spanish and French at the same time, because there's some similarities and there's a lot of differences.
Good analogy.
You're totally right, and it's so different. Like even like the length of your posts, like you can't just like spit out one thing and put it on Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah, and I think for people who are just getting started or who are finding that blissful, happy place on their social media for whatever venture they're doing, I was going to say I think Twitter is probably the easiest language to learn and to get comfortable with, and it's also the simplest platform, I think. Again,
simple, quick, pithy.
Yes. Yep.
Except when you do a jacked up retweet like I did yesterday. I got the. I wish I could do the. I gotta find the bitch slap again, because I got the Caruso bitch slap on that.
No. Yeah, I got.
Of course, I had to come back with a "Come on, hooker." That was my response to it. So. I agree on that, and it's really fun to see everybody has. Everybody's got some great, comments, because this obviously can be a polarizing conversation for those of that. And I knew I have a lot of Twitter hookers on this panel, but everybody's got their favorite little thumb-sucking thing. All social media is kind of same. The audiences are different. Agreed. This is always good to see what works for everybody, and that's why it's got to be personal and authentic. It's got to work for you. So it's working great for Robert or Diana. For me, not as much. I'm loving Google+. So. Although, I do love my little twatting in past tense.
I'm glad you said that, Mia, about I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no, please.
About Facebook. I love Facebook to keep it up with my mom and with friends and stuff. But I'm not feeling it with my business page. Although Bundle Post has helped, because I wasn't even utilizing Bundle Post in that way to like help me put my posts up. But I've been doing that, and it actually has brought more engagement to my business page on Facebook. But it's just I don't feel it as much, you know.
That's right. I get you on that.
Because for them, it's best. I tell them, you've got to hammer Facebook, and I get them on there, and I help them, you know, behind the scenes. Like Diane was saying, I'm a behind the scenes kind of gal. These are people who are just learning how to use. Like I'm training the little girl Whitney over at Wheat and Wealth in Chicago, and she really does most of it on her own now. But I do go in and look and see what she's doing and what you know, what kind of content she is using, and sometimes I have to adjust that a little bit because she's like 24 years old, so she always wants to tweet about millennials. Like,
is she doing the selfies too? Like this is always like, oh hey, you know.
Oh, like this, you know, all that.
Oh, the duck face. Do it again.
Not on the business account. Not on the.
I just found out that's an official word in some dictionary now. It's
yes, but I tell her that you know, millennials don't have any money. This is called Wheat and Wealth. So
right.
Now that's how that works.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Hold on, I'm gonna give a little hand on that one. On a final note, which is so random, and I need to find it, but I just want to mention, I want to give a little shout out to the frog that photobombed they had the takeoff of the big rocket this week. I'm telling you, have you guys seen the photobomb of the frog that somehow got into the picture? And it's, you know, huge takeoff of like, oh, NASA, and he's right there. So I'm going to post it here because he gets a little shout out for the most ultimate of photobombs. So selfies, duck face photobombs, those are my favorites. That's what I'm bat crap crazy about this week. Speaking of which, I'm going to segue. Diana, what are you bat crap crazy about this week? Person, place, or thing. What do you want to shout out about?
Oh, this week?
Mm-hmm. Just this week. And I know we all love stuff so much that we have a lot we want to, and this gives everybody else a chance to think about it.
Yeah, well, this week is hard to tell because, right, so many things come up for me from just this week. I had so many great interactions with my clients this week, but, you know, I mean, that's like, yeah, you know what I would say? I would say the rain. And I know that's a little crazy because in Colorado, it's like way more rain than we really need, but
yes.
I absolutely love it. I have such a love for the UK, any UK peeps out there, that it just makes me feel like, you know, I'm back in the home country, and it just feels fantastic when it's not flooding.
It's kind of like this is what we should be wearing here in Colorado right now.
Yes, that's it.
Just so you know.
It. Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like as much when, yeah, because it's, you know, it's sunny here 340 days out of the year, so come on.
Yeah, it's a great excuse for having some tea this week, which is not that you need another excuse, but
which is always awesome for sure. All right, real quick, I'm going to show you the photo bomb real quick. This is the photo. Do you see this right here, you guys?
Mm-hmm.
That is the frog photo bomb. So kudos to him. I'm going to post.
How do you get over there?
Yeah, and I kept looking to see if it actually was something that was photoshopped in, but apparently not. So even if it wasn't, I think it's hilarious as hell. So that's me. All right, Lorianne, let's hear your bat crap crazy.
Well, I'm going to be honest. This week I'm bat crap crazy about a video game called 7 Days to Die, which is basically like Minecraft crossed with zombie apocalypse.
Oh,
so I've been playing that with my son so much that I think I have carpal at the moment. So I'll admit that. And on the social media front, we've been batshit crazy about SlideShare lately. We're rocking it on SlideShare, so
nice.
You know, I'm really enjoying that.
You had me at Zombie Apocalypse just.
Oh my God, so awesome! It's one of those Kickstarter Cinderella stories where they just like little indie team completely rocked it, and it's basically like Minecraft, and it's just so much fun to play. So I won't lie, I love it. Every minute of my free time has gone to that.
I would steal your lunch money, except I'd be joining in and stealing my own lunch money. You know what I'm saying? All right, Robert Crusoe, give me some BCC, bat crap crazy, brother.
Oh, it's real simple. Since a week ago, I've been bat crap crazy about Mia Voss and Tripod Bob.
Thank you. Thank you, brother. And the bubble wrap that it came in apparently was a big hit at the house.
Yes, little Jonathan had a blast with the bubble wrap that came with my Tripod Bob coffee mug, and he just thought it was really cool that he could be outside because he was doing it in the house. I'm going, quit jumping. What are you doing?
Yeah.
There were such big bubbles he didn't have the strength to pop them. So I said, okay, let's go outside. And Go crazy.
I swear to God, the bubble wrap that it came in was like on crack. I could have thrown that mug in the bubble wrap and it still wouldn't have broken. So
It wouldn't have.
at all. And hold on, you guys keep going. I'm going to go get Bob because he wants to say hey to you. So keep on going. Samantha, tell us your back crap crazy, darling.
Okay, well, I'm back crazy right now on a personal front about CrossFit. I've always been an athlete, and I was a competitive athlete in the past, and but I kind of got away from it, and I was jogging, and I was just so bored with it. And I started CrossFit July 3rd, and it has completely and utterly changed my life. It's amazing. It's painful, brutal, horrific.
It is.
And I pay people to give it to me,
girlfriend.
but it is yes, but it is awesome. So, and on a social media kind of content marketing front, I'm really crazy about the Content Marketing Institute, CMI.com. They have just such amazing articles and stories and free downloads and things like that for templates for like an editorial calendar for social media. So you can plan out your whole social media week, and it's all free, and you can just download it straight from Content Marketing Institute. I love that place. Go check it out. It's just Jeff Bullis does a lot of things on there, and
nice.
You know, of course Brian Clark. Oh, and you know, the big wigs. Brian Clark, you know, has a crush on me. He loves me. He visited my blog and he posted on it, so I just was like, woo, I'm on it now. All right, because I go into it though. I said a bunch of things about him in the blog post, so he had to get on there. But
oh, how funny! That was
and
a great.
I'm batshit crazy about all of you gals, and of course, you know, my crush Robert. So
yeah, Robert was in the Hen Fest for sure. All right, you guys, here's Tripod Bob, just so you can see. Here's where the former arm was, and he is rocking the tripod. Speaking of hookers, he's the original hooker. He has friends on Facebook that I don't even know. So it's a little sketchy. Those were great shout outs, you guys, because I love the combination. That's why I want to have people on the show so they can learn something and have a good time. That is what it's all about. That and hokey pokey, right?
Can I throw one more thing in before we go?
Yes, darling.
If you're a social media agency and you would like help with your agency, please go to our blog and search for social media, or first ever, and you'll find a blog post about a group of 100, and I think we're at 160 now. We meet bi-weekly, and we just help each other, support each other. I teach what we learned when we were a social media agency, and it's just been huge and helpful. We record every meeting. We meet bi-weekly. I'll shut up now. Go ahead, Mia.
No, that's a good kumbaya right there. I think it's great. You guys are all, you know, being in your little think tank, sharing information, and building one another up, Buttercup. Right?
Yes,
Where's
Buttercup.
the star on the team?
And the ting, I know I need that thing too. Real quick, Michael wants to know where can we get one of those awesome mugs. I'm going to plug it, themiaconnect.com. There's a little shop there. Trucker hats. I mean, come on, somebody needs to get a trucker hat and bust that bad boy out here on the show. And although Bob is a little aggro that I'm not giving him all the money for catnip, it is going to local shelters here.
So that would be cat crap, or cat
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
Cat crazy.
Well, Bob is also really big into women, and he really wants to motorboat Samantha. I'm just saying.
bring him over.
Oh my God.
On that bright and shiny note, you guys, it's always something. You guys, thank you so much for being on my show, and everybody needs to post all their links. Robert, thanks for being the king of the bevy of the beauties today. We appreciate it, and all of you, please come back on my show. You are more than welcome.
Would love to.
Okay. Bye, you guys. Happy Friday the 13th.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Going well. We always get in. So, Diana, it's back on you, darling.
All right.
See, I told you there's going to be something fun that always happens.
Oh, it's Friday. It's Friday the 13th. Let it begin, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
yes. All right. So, what am I saying? Am I doing my intro?
Yeah, actually, I think we got most of it. I do want to point out that Diana and I are buds here in Colorado. We're in mastermind group together. We're taking over the world, so watch out for her.
Watch
her
out.
company is called
Elevationists.
Holla.
Excuse me, my presence counter was
Oh.
I'll turn that off.
See? My video goes, Samantha's got something going on. I knew it was going to be fun, and I just want to encourage everyone out there, you all who've watched the show before, it can be a total shit show, and you're going to like it. Right?
Could be fun.
Yes. All right, next up, I have Lorian Green. Girlfriend, let's talk about you.
Okay, well, my name is Lorian Green. I am currently the inbound marketing manager at Transparent Language, also a bundle post hooker, hardcore.
Yes.
And in the past, I was a forum manager for a video game company, and I make indie documentaries on the side.
Awesome.
I really wish you would do something with your life.
You know, I've been trying to think about what. I'm trying to find myself. I don't know.
I like Gamer Mom. That one's fun.
Yes.
Oh, perfect, perfect. All right, and last but certainly not least, my little hottie out of Texas, Samantha Gluck.
Hello, everybody. I'm owner and founder of All Media Freelance LLC. I'm trained as a healthcare journalist, and then I just kind of segued into content marketing, and I also help my clients with their social media. I'm a mother of 4 beautiful children and 3 incredible stepchildren. I just started homeschooling my competitive athlete daughter this year because she works out 15 hours a week and there's really no time for her. So I've been homeschooling her. And that's at first an adjustment challenge, but I'm back on it and I'm lifting my skirt for bundle posts too.
Oh my God, there's going to be so many good hashtags with this show. I cannot even take it. We've already said we're high class hookers, call girls, whatever we got going on. So, all right, Robert, let's talk about your little drama. You want to tell us what's going on with Bundle Post today?
Well, yeah, I woke up, I got out of bed this morning about 4:45, made it downstairs, turned on my phone, and Friday the 13th is hitting us hard. Our servers are down, so
Lordy.
Gotta love it. So our CTO's all over it, and we hope to be back up soon.
You're like that, and that's all I got.
That's all I got.
That's enough.
So because you're one of the first ones that I had on the invite list for the show this week, I do want to go back to talking about bundle posts. I did do some training with the fabulous Julia this week. So give us a nutshell of why everybody that's watching the show should be hookers for bundle posts.
Well, I don't know if they should be hookers, but they should certainly be users. I mean, it's real simple. If you're
they're synonymous.
Yeah, exactly. If you're using social media for marketing, bundle posts makes managing content and doing content creation, scheduling, hashtagging, all of that, as well as the marketing element of your social media, about 80% more effective, efficient, and profitable. And I would certainly default to, I could talk about what we do with it and how it was successful for us, but we have a couple hookers on here that use it for hooking, so.
And certainly I did, although I showed you this picture last week and I showed it to Julia. I'll try and find it while we got it, but I did the eyeball, squeezy Martian eyeball thing when I first got into it because there's so much to it. It's so rich and so well put together. But who else on the panel is using it? Let's talk about you guys. Let's hear your experience.
I love bundle posts. I've been using it, Robert, about a year and a half. I've been in business 3 years, full on, business for myself. And finally, got around to starting bundle posts, and I was kicking myself why I didn't use it earlier. I would put a correction for Robert. It makes it about
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the latest edition of the Mia Connect on Air, the social media power chat. I'm your host, Mia Voss, and I have 4 fabulous guests today, so I'm going to go in order. Let's start with Robert Caruso. Introduce yourself and give me your elevator pitch or your showcase your shiny. Tell us about you.
Robert Caruso. I'm what I like to call a social media nutcase.
Here, here.
I'm the founder and CEO of BundlePost.com.
And may I just say that I am now officially a hooker for bundle posts, so I just outed myself. All right, Diana, right here in Colorado with me, darling. Get started.
Right.
Tell us about you. Yes.
Hi, I'm Diana. I am the founder and owner of a company called Elevationist. We help small business owners leverage their intuitive know-how in their business. So I like to say that I help business owners boost their business moxie.
Oh, hold on. Hold on, I gotta mute my show. Hold on, guys. We're having a little technical difficulty because when I'm trying to watch a show to make sure it's